New South Wales is voting today to decide who will govern the state for the next 4 years. Premier Dominic Perrottet is on a last-minute quest to shore up votes for the coalition on election day. Our reporters Julia Bradley and Kenny Heatley join us live. First to Julia Bradley, who's at a polling centre in the very thin margin seat of East Hills. Julia, that was one of the Premier's final stops.
It was, Pete. So Dominic Perrottet, the Premier, on a whirlwind tour this morning before those polls close, trying to hit those last-minute seats to convince voters to stick with the coalition. The coalition have been in power for the last 12 years in New South Wales, but polls now predicting a Labor victory and possibly even the chance of majority government for Chris Minns. But Dominic Perrottet doing everything he can in those final hours of his campaign to try to convince voters to stick with his government and not to move towards change. Now, Dominic Perrottet, as you say, out in the marginal electorate of East Hills. It's actually the coalition's most marginal seat, 0.1%. It's held on by Wendy Lindsay, who's the local MP. So matching up with Labor's most marginal electorate of Cogra, also held on that 0.1% margin. Prior to 2011, it was, however, held by Labor for 58 years. So it's considered to be in play this election. We spoke with Dominic Perrottet just after he cast his vote.
Just crashed out before we got here, but she's doing really well. It was a big day for her yesterday, and she had a lot of fun.
It was a massive day yesterday, wasn't it? 8 different electorates you guys were in.
Yeah, we got through 8. Celeste got through 7.
What was the morning like for you and your family before you came out to vote?
Busy as usual on a Saturday morning. Birthday parties to arrange. Kids were getting ready to help out, handing out in Epping.
There's no doubt that Western Sydney is the election battleground. There are a slew of marginal seats, mostly held by the Liberal Party, that they're going to need to continue to hold if they have any chance of retaining government. We've been out speaking to voters here in East Hills about who they're voting for and what issues matter to them most.
I think maybe more affordable housing, right, and just to help with a business in Australia.
The rising cost of living, that's the main one, I'd say, yeah. I guess the tolls, too expensive. I use the tolls every day and, should be free, to be honest.
So if Dominic Perrottet loses this election, it is likely the Liberal Party will be looking around for a new leader. We know his Treasurer and Energy Minister, Matt Keane, has leadership ambitions. He was asked about this on Sky News earlier.
I'm focused on being the member for Hornsby and being the Treasurer of New South Wales, and we don't intend to lose tonight.
Dominic Perrottet, he's not going to stay on if he loses government.
Well, Dom Perrottet has been an outstanding leader and he's made a huge contribution to the Liberal Party and to our state, and I'm sure that he'll continue to keep fighting whatever happens tonight.
You want to be Premier one day, Matt Keane?
What I want to do is make sure we continue to build a strong economy.
It's always a bit of fun on election day, getting out and about, speaking to voters, having a democracy sausage or two. But this is not a drill. No one freak out. There are no democracy sausages left at this polling booth. We're at the second Scout Hall in Panania in East Hills. No more democracy sausages, but they're trying to flog some Krispy Kreme donuts.
OK, well, that's better than nothing. I had about 27 goes at Matt Keane over his future ambitions. He wouldn't budge, though. Julie Bradley, thank you. We'll talk to you soon.